Beautiful day out there to all of you. And of course, a lot of people say the economy is growing, and some say no, but we're not feeling the impacts down here. But the financial services seems to be doing pretty well. We have the Chinese company in OPE, which is becoming one of the biggest service provider in the country. We have Money Point doing great things, buying over. Will they become the future unicorns coming out of Nigeria? Well, the technological sector seems to be driving a lot of activities, and probably is going to drive the way things are going to be done going forward. So today we'll be looking at this with somebody who is deep down into the payment system, who is also coming from a massive background in CBN, where he managed the shared services over a couple of years. Talking about a legend in the financial sector, Chidi Ubeno. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let's look at generally the system, the payment system, the structure, the way it is being positioned in Nigeria. Do you think we have a future?
Oh, yes. I think we do. And I think we're doing great. And I say this with a lot of confidence because I've practiced it here in Nigeria and in North America, specifically Canada, and I know that we're doing very well. I can take you back, if you don't mind. I remember 2011, when we had the CBN under the, when Sanusi was the governor of Central Bank, working with Tunde Lemo as DG operations. It was a clear, well-defined strategy to transform the payment system in Nigeria. And to get that rolling, what they did was to create an office which they called Shared Services. And I became the first head of the Shared Services group department, the project lead. The whole idea was to, put out a clear route for the country on how to maximize technology in doing the payment system. And through that, we came up with, we examined the established NIPs, did the card specifications, the POSs and all that. That was when, I'm sure then you probably will be hearing things like Cashless Nigeria. Yeah. It was all part of the entire program. It was clearly thought of and it was deliberately implemented. And we took advantage of technology, all right, because then a lot of the people in the advanced world already had issues in terms of how to protect their investments. So they had cards and that were magnetic stripe technology based, and they also have the readers, which is the point of sales terminals, and other readers that were based on magnetic stripe. So they couldn't switch overnight into the chip and the pin because it was expensive. Not just the cards, because you had to change the entire infrastructure. So we, because we are green, so to speak, in that field,
it was easy to adopt.
So we just leapfrogged straight into that. Okay. So I can tell you that in terms of security, in terms of protecting the customers, and in terms of protecting the ecosystem, the financial ecosystem, we were very strong at the beginning.
And that has helped
the
infrastructure.
I mean, even you can see how it's blown out. Everybody in Nigeria, my village, everybody has an OPE, for example.
So you probably deserve a national honor for being a pioneer. But let's look at what I saw in the media a few days ago about PayPal coming back into Nigeria. Mm-hmm. But then there has been the issue that Nigerians have to pay a certain percentage, while it's not done in Europe. Why are there different standards?
Well, that's a topic for another day. That's what you might refer to as regional risks. It can, it can be geopolitics, it can be anything, but clearly they are late in coming. Okay. I remember, we had some discussions with them at some point. They were clearly late in coming, So they have now seen that the development and deployment of technology in financial services in Nigeria is so huge. And we're talking about, We're talking about 200 million people. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's a large market. So they have seen, like I say, like they say in the, they have seen the light, and they're trying to come in. A bit late, but we still. Once they meet up with all the standards and all the provisions for CBN, then I'm sure they won't have any problem, being let into the country.
Yeah, we have companies like OPay and all that. A lot of people still feel, are they properly regulated? Are Nigerians at risk? Because they're really problem there used to be one, Abeg, there used to be one called Patricia. A lot of them. Some have come and disappeared. How do we safeguard our investments?
Well, I think, let me say that if you are properly licensed by CBN, I can go to the bank with you. Okay. The rules, the regulations are there. And in fact, it wasn't just done as if a new department was created. Payment system management, department. Their work is just there's the licensing, there's the policy making, and their job simply is to manage fintechs. Okay. So it's something that is taken seriously by Central Bank of Nigeria. And like I said, we had what I call the advantage of insight. We sort of had to leapfrog a couple of things. We know what to expect. So we built it, from the bottom up. Okay. So the only problem I have is that, the misuse of technology, the social media, some people can just come, create some kind of illusion, and get people to buy into them. But if you are properly licensed by CBN, there's, it's well regulated. There's structures around. You can't, no, you can't. Because I know that, misbehaviors are fined, licenses are withdrawn. The players are very careful. I know that it's taken very seriously by the Central Bank of Nigeria.
So do you think some of these new startups in Nigeria has the potential of becoming global big players?
Yes,
in
they
the near
do.
Future?
Yes, they do.
And which of them do you think has that capacity?
All of them do. If you're talking about what Money Point has done, what OP has done. In fact, I even think the business in Nigeria is enough. It's huge. Okay. Do you understand? It's not... and we've made it so easy in CBN. We allow you to open an account with your phone number, for example. Yeah. And then, maybe put some limits to what you can do and all that. But clearly, we allow you to get into the financial circle. And that we consider it very important. That's what we try to engage and get everybody to be involved in, get into the financial system. Yeah. And that's one thing we've tried to achieve with these fintechs. They have done that very greatly for Nigeria. Everybody now sort of has a record. Do you understand? Yeah. The market, my grandmother in the village that does payments and stuff through OPay, you can actually download and see transaction stuff, So these things are very, I think that, I don't have any doubt in my mind that we can be global players. And I don't know, I don't even think we are not here. I've done banking a lot in North America, in the US, in Canada and all that. What we do here in Nigeria, some of them don't even begin to measure up, so like I said, we had the advantage of, leapfrogging and, getting into the thing immediately, unlike them that had a lot of legacy systems, things had to be scrapped, and all that. The old was almost, reinventing the wheel, so to speak. So it's a bit, so we are lucky and we are good and we are doing extremely well.
All right.
Yeah.
Finally, I know you were rushing off somewhere, but is the traditional bank at threat? Are they threatened by this payment platform and these fintechs?
Well, in a way, yes.
Or they have to cannibalize themselves to find
No, in a way, yes.
Okay.
But the traditional bank still remains. The exporter who is exporting cocoa to Holland or something, OPay can't help him in that kind of problem. You still have to go to the traditional bank. You have to raise from M. You have to, so those things are still there. The big boys, I'm talking about corporate customers.
Entities, yeah.
They still need. I mean, what the fintechs help us do is, payments, quick payments, and doing stuff like that. But in terms of real proper banking, you probably still have to get into that office and speak to somebody, because those things are, they're bespoke. Sometimes you have to tailor it to what.
But then, if you look at the volume at which some of these payment platforms are making, they can buy up the big banks.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a numbers.
saying.
It's a numbers
number
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still doesn't remove the fact that there are certain types of banking you must do by entering the office.
Okay.
Because you have to discuss with people. It's bespoke. It's not something you pick up off the shelf. There are specific things. I have an oil well. I need to. It's not something you call money point. I say I have an oil well in OML 45. Come on, it doesn't work that way. So.
Well, Chidi, thank you very much. But if you have, I know you are wearing glasses, but you look deeper. What's the future hold for Nigeria in the financial sector?
Huge. I think I'm very optimistic. Since I've left CBN, I'm in financial consulting and investment. So I have great hope for the future of financial services in Nigeria. It's going to go deeper and deeper. It's a huge place, and Nigerians, you may not believe it. We are about the most entrepreneurial people I've come across in the world. So people work hard in this country, generally speaking.
Thank you.
The little things you see people carrying wares on the road, and it's
volume.
People don't do it. It's a lot of work. It's entrepreneurial spirit. People are just working and trying to earn a living. So, and whatever happens, sort of those lives into the financial sector.
System.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. And like
welcome.
I said, we talked with a mastermind, and he has actually reeled it out. And it looks like the future is actually very exciting for us in Nigeria. Don't lose hope, guys. We will get there. Have a pleasant day and enjoy your day. Bye.